Did you know that the Pilgrims were not the first to celebrate Thanksgiving in North America? Well, if not, you're going to find out today. So let's get started. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and today we are talking about the first Thanksgiving in what is now the United States. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, this guy is crazy. Listen, we all remember 4th grade history and the Pilgrims surviving with the help of Squanto and then having a meal of Thanksgiving with the Wampanoag in 1621. Yes, this really happened. I'm not here to dispute that. But, rather, I am here to tell you that they weren't the first. If you read the book, America's Real First Thanksgiving by Robin Goya, you will see that the first Thanksgiving actually happened 56 years before the Pilgrims of Plymouth. On September 8, 1565, Pedro Menendez de Aviles and about 800 Spanish settlers founded the city of St. Augustine, in Spanish, La Florida. As soon as they were ashore, the landing party celebrated a massive Thanksgiving. Afterwards, Menendez laid out a meal to which he invited as guests the native Seloy tribe who occupied the site. The celebrant of the Mass was St. Augustine's first pastor, Father Francisco Lopez de Mendoza Grajales. And the feast day in the church calendar was that of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. What exactly the Seloy natives thought of those strange liturgical proceedings we don't know, except that in his personal chronicle, Father Lopez wrote that, quote, the Indians imitated all they saw done, unquote. Now, what about the meal? What was the meal that followed? Well, from our knowledge of what the Spaniards had on board their 5 ships, we can surmise that it was cocido, which is a stew made from salted pork and garbanzo beans, laced with garlic seasoning and accompanied by hard sea biscuits and washed down with some red wine. If the Seloy contributed to the meal from their own food stores, then the menu could have included turkey, venison, gopher tortoise, mullet, drum, sea catfish, maize, that's corn, beans, and squash. Now, this was the first community act of religion and Thanksgiving at the first permanent European settlement in North America. It took place just about 300 yards north of what today is the Castillo de San Marcos, at what we call the Mission Nombre de Dios. This event is commemorated today by a 250-foot tall cross which stands on the original landing site. Tell you what, if you would like to learn more about Pedro Menendez de Aviles, and specifically what happened to his ship, the San Pelayo, check out this video in the corner right about now. But here's the thing about firsts. Everybody can claim something, right? What about the French at Fort Caroline the year before? Didn't they have a meal of Thanksgiving with the natives? Or how about we go a little further back? What about Ponce de Leon in 1513? Didn't he give thanks when he landed in Florida? If you go back and listen again, you will notice that I said, quote, the first permanent European settlement in North America, unquote. So when the Spaniards wiped Fort Caroline off the map, that disqualified them. And Ponce de Leon explored the shores, but didn't build a permanent settlement, so that's why he's out. Now, there is something to be said about the Pilgrims, though. Remember that history books are written by the winners, right? And since England won the fights with France and the fights with Spain and took control of North America basically over time and took control of what is now the United States, it is the Plymouth Thanksgiving that gets the most credit and the one that has led to the traditions that we follow today. So I have to ask, what about you? How do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you or your family have any traditions that you follow? Or, what do you do each year? If you have something, tell me in the comments below. And while you're there, go ahead and hit that like button for me so YouTube knows to share this video with everybody. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If that button's red, let's go ahead and turn it gray. Be sure to check out these other videos that you see to the side over here. I have other history videos, U.S., world, I have government videos, civics. I also have videos that are shot in 360 that you can look all the way around. So I know you're going to like them, so do me a favor, check them out, okay? All right, so for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. I'll see you next time.